Hello again, everybody. In this lecture, we are going to talk about entrepreneurship in nursing. So firstly, how are we going to start entrepreneurship in nursing? When we say nursing entrepreneurship, it is the practice of our profession while we utilize our professional clinical expertise to own and operate a business within the healthcare and academic sectors. A nurse entrepreneur is defined by Vanucci and Weinstein as a proprietor who offers services of a direct care, educational, research, administrative, or consultative in nature. In 2026, the global healthcare market continues to expand, driven by an aging population, rising chronic illnesses, and rapid technological integration. This environment creates a blue ocean for us nurses who possess an intimate understanding of patient experiences and healthcare system inefficiencies. What will be our learning objectives as we discuss nursing entrepreneurship? Okay? So at the end of this discussion, you should be able to define nursing entrepreneurship, explain why entrepreneurship is important for us nurses. We will be able or you should be able to identify possible nurse-led business or service opportunities. Describe the skills needed to succeed as a nurse entrepreneur and discuss challenges and ethical responsibilities in nursing entrepreneurship. Now, let us first define what is the meaning of nursing entrepreneurship. A nurse entrepreneur is a licensed nurse. Now, if you are not registered, if you are not licensed, then you cannot be called as a nurse entrepreneur, but you can be called as an entrepreneur. Okay, so we are licensed nurses who use nursing expertise to develop, manage, or own a business or service in the health field. This may include direct patient care, direct patient care or services, consultancy, it can be also training, coaching, health education, or we can engage also in telehealth or wound care, home care, and other innovative health solutions. Nursing entrepreneurship may also happen inside an organization when a nurse creates a new service, process, or program that improves care delivery. This is often called intrapreneurship. What are other meanings of nursing entrepreneurship? Okay, it refers to the use of nursing knowledge, clinical expertise, and innovative thinking to create or improve health-related products, services, or business ventures. And it allows nurses to move beyond traditional bedside roles and become leaders in healthcare innovation, private practice, consulting, education, and community-based services. So in today's changing health system, nursing entrepreneurship is increasingly important because it helps address gaps in care, improve access, and respond to patient needs in practical and creative way. Now, what are the key concepts and motivations so that we will be encouraged to engage in entrepreneurship? Okay. Successful nursing entrepreneurship is built on a foundation of specific professional and personal attributes. Firstly, independence and flexibility. This is the ability to dictate one's own schedule and practice scope. So, we can determine what time we want to start our office, we want what time we want to end it. So, there is independence and flexibility. Second, it gives us psychological empowerment. Some research indicates that nurse entrepreneurs are motivated more by a sense of meaning, purpose, and the ability to make an impact than by purely financial gain. Third is the value creation, identifying pain points or being able to identify pain points in clinical practice and eventually developing solutions, whether through products, services, or improved care models, will truly become a significant contribution in our nursing profession. Okay, why does nursing entrepreneurship matters? Okay, it matters because it acts as a bridge between the rigid constraints of traditional healthcare systems and the evolving needs of patients, especially now in the current year 2026. It is no longer just a career alternative, but it is a vital mechanism for system-wide reform and professional survival or standards. Okay, here is why it is critical from the three distinct perspectives. First, for the healthcare system, okay, it acts as the fixing cracks from the inside out. The traditional hospital systems are often slow to change because of the policies, the rules, okay, the regulations. Nurse entrepreneurs can identify inefficiencies because they are the ones working at the point of care. On innovation in real time, nurse founders are developing AI-powered triage tools and remote monitoring platforms that can address specific pain points like administrative burnout and charting errors. Next is the decongestion or for decongestion. By establishing independent home care and mobile diagnostic clinics, nurse entrepreneurs reduce the burden on overcrowded tertiary hospitals. It also bridged the gaps between the traditional and AI. Okay, so some nurses can already recognize not just as end users, but as crucial developers of healthcare technology, ensuring that new tools remain patient-centered and ethical. Second is for patient accessibility and personalization. Yung modern patient natin, okay, or who we call the healthcare consumer, are increasingly becoming demanding. They demand care that is preventive, purposeful, and personal. It is also preventive focus. Nurse-led business often prioritize wellness, hydration, and chronic disease management, moving the needle from the treating illness to fostering vitality. Okay? It is also niche expertise. Patients with specific needs like yung wound care or yung geriatric support or pwede ding sa maternal like lactation can access specialized services that a general hospital might not have. So, because that is not their priority. And for the nursing profession, it serves as a burnout to breakthrough. The global nursing shortage and high burnout rates have made traditional employment unsustainable for many. There is very fast turnover right now in the nursing profession. There is also professional autonomy. Entrepreneurship offers a breakthrough path, allowing nurses to reclaim their time, income, potential, and sense of purpose. On economic empowerment, there are some research shows that 34% of nurse practitioners are now pursuing private practice or business ownership, signaling a massive shift in how nurses view their lifetime earning potential. And retention through reinvention. Instead of leaving healthcare entirely, entrepreneurship allows experienced nurses to stay in the industry as consultants, educators, or technology founders. What are the impact of entrepreneurship? Okay, first, it is systemic. It drives innovation through AI and specialized service models. It is economic because it creates new jobs and expands the healthcare market beyond the hospital walls. In terms of humane, it provides empathetic, high-trust care that corporate entities often struggle to replicate. Now, I want everybody to understand that we should all learn from our failures. We take failures as our tool to improve and to level up. Always remember that failure is not the end of the entrepreneurial journey. Instead, it is often the most powerful teacher. And many successful entrepreneurs experience multiple failures before discovering the right solution. Again, remember, failure is feedback. It is not a defeat. Now, in the Philippines, nursing entrepreneurship is rapidly evolving due to the growing aging population. So, also, there is a rise of medical tourism and a shift toward community-based care. Under the Philippine Nursing Act or the Republic Act number 9173, nurses are empowered to practice independently, provided we maintain professional standards. Okay, here are some specific business examples tailored to the Philippine landscape. In the Philippines, nursing entrepreneurship is rapidly evolving. Okay, so examples of the business that we can engage are first, community and home-based services. These models address the high demand for aging in place and the decongestion of major hospitals like ito sa atin JP or in Manila the PGH. Home healthcare and private duty agencies can also be an option. Those who are providing post-operative care, wound management, and geriatric care directly in patient's home. So previously, we called it private duty nurses. With the rise of smart homes in Manila and now also in Cebu, these agencies often integrate remote monitoring technology or systems. We can also provide mobile vaccination and diagnostic clinics, offering flu, pneumonia, or even HPV vaccinations, as well as mobile ECG or blood collection services for corporate offices or even residential subdivisions. Under maternal and newborn care, okay, we can also provide what we call the domiciliary midwifery, operating independent birthing homes or providing postpartum concierge services, including lactation consulting and newborn care education for new parents. We can also engage in specialized wellness and aesthetics. Especially now, Filipinos are increasingly investing in self-care and has opened doors for nurse-led wellness ventures. As a matter of fact, we have one graduate who owned an aesthetic clinic just before a Jollibee. We can also engage in nutrient therapy lounges as licensed clinics offering on Glutadrips or vitamin hydration and wellness boosters which are highly popular in urban centers like sa mga BGC or Makati or also even here in Calamba we also have some nurses operating nutrient therapy lounges. We can also engage in hemodialysis centers if you have the means or if you have the network or the connection. Nurses with specialized training can partner with nephrologists to open freestanding dialysis units, particularly in province where hospital access is very limited. Or we can engage in occupational health consulting, providing health and safety audits for BPO or yung business process outsourcing companies to manage workplace ergonomics and mental health programs. We can also engage in educational and tech ventures. Okay, when we say educational and tech ventures, we can engage in global nursing hubs, such as we can provide NCLEX or PNLE review centers, developing digital first review platforms or niche, coaching boot camps for nursing graduates aiming for local or international licensure. We can also engage as legal nurse consulting, working with Philippine law firms or insurance companies to investigate medical malpractice claims or work-related injury compensations. We can also engage as medical transcription and virtual nursing, establishing agencies that provide virtual clinical assistance to doctors in the US, UK, or Australia, utilizing the Philippines' strong English proficiency. Now, what are the challenges to success? Transitioning from a clinical role to a business owner presents several hurdles. Okay. Under education, our primary obstacle is that traditional nursing curricula often lack content on financial literacy, risk management, and business startups. Now, under industrial factors, risk aversion, low self-belief, and the nursing mindset of putting others' needs before business sustainability. Now, under logistics, okay, our primary obstacle is marketing strategy implementation, networking, and accessing mentorship. Because basically, all these primary obstacles are not actually included in the curricula in nursing. So that's why these are some of the traits or these are some of the expertise or tawag dito, yung characteristics that are often missing in among nurses. Now, let us now go in steps on how to launch a nursing business. Okay. To effectively transition into entrepreneurship, we should follow a structured path. First is we should define a niche identity, a specific audience like sino ba sila? Postpartum mothers, patients with chronic disease, patients who are needing wound care, and a unique value proposition. Second is legal registration. We have to determine the business structure, like will this be a sole proprietorship, a corporation, or a partnership, and ensure compliance with our or with Philippine regulations. Establish infrastructures. Okay, you have to secure professional liability, insurance, and implement client management software. And one of the one of the most important thing that you need to identify is the brand identity. Okay? Build a professional online presence that highlights that you are an RN or LPN or NP. So show them your credentials as a mark of authority that you are qualified to run the business. Okay, I am sorry for the error in numbering in this slide. Now, moving forward, we have established already the objectives earlier, but what we are uh, discussing right now will be your learning objectives on what you have to achieve or what you have or to develop in the area of cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. Okay. In a formal academic or professional development setting, the learning objectives of nursing entrepreneurships are designed or are supposedly designed to transform you, students, from a task-oriented clinician to a solution-oriented business owners. And to become a successful entrepreneur, you should be able to meet the following criteria or objectives. Under cognitive or knowledge, our objective is that you should be able to analyze the regulatory landscape. With this, you should be able to describe the legal requirements for nurse-led business in the Philippines, including our RA 9173 or the Philippine Nursing Act, some DOH licensing, yung mga SEC or SEC and DTI registration. Identify market gaps. Evaluate current healthcare trends like telehealth, aging population, medical tourism, to identify what are unmet needs within the community. Understand financial fundamentals. You should be able to explain basic accounting principles, including return of investment or ROI, break-even analysis, and cash flow management, specifically for healthcare settings. Under psychomotor or skills objectives, you should be able to develop a business plan. Construct a comprehensive business proposal that includes a mission statement, the market analysis, the operational plan, and financial projections. You should be able to execute marketing strategies, demonstrate the ability to create a professional brand identity, and digital marketing plans that adheres to ethical nursing standards and avoids hard sell tactics. Utilize healthcare technology. You can apply digital tools. Your generation now are the most powerful in terms of digital or in terms of use of digital tools and AIs. Okay? Apply digital tools such as electronic, medical records for private practice or teleconsultation platforms to streamline business operations. And on affective or values and attitudes, our objective is to adopt an entrepreneurial mindset. There is a need for you to shift from a risk-averse clinical perspective to one that embraces calculated risk and innovative problem solving. Maintain ethical integrity. Balance the profit motive with nursing core care motive, ensuring that business growth never compromises patient safety or professional ethics. And lastly, cultivate resilience. Demonstrate the psychological readiness to handle the uncertainty and high stress demands of self-employment. Successful nurse entrepreneurs must bridge the gap between the care-focused nursing identity and the risk-oriented business mindset. While clinical competence is a prerequisite, the transition to business ownership requires a specific set of psychological and behavioral traits. Okay. Based on current research and longitudinal studies of successful healthcare founders, here are the core qualities of a nurse entrepreneur. First, resilience and risk tolerance. Unlike the structured environment of a hospital, entrepreneurship is defined by uncertainty. So nurse entrepreneurs must be able to withstand financial fluctuations and professional setbacks without losing focus. The calculated risk mindset, they shift from safety first, clinical thinking, to evaluating which risks are worth taking for business growth. Next is proactive innovation, the pain point hunter. So, being nurse entrepreneurs, you must possess an entrepreneurial alertness. This is the ability to identify gaps in patient care or system inefficiencies and view them as business opportunities. In terms of clinical insights, you must have this also because they work at the bedside. They have a unique advantage in spotting needs that corporate executives often miss. High need for autonomy. A defining characteristic of nurse who leave clinical practice for business is the desire for professional independence. They have self-determination. They are typically self-starters who prefer to define their own scope of practice and decision-making process rather than following rigid institutional protocols. They should have emotional intelligence and empathy. Nursing is inherently a human-centered profession. So successful nurse entrepreneurs leverage this by building deep trust with clients and employees. Okay, there should be also patient-centric business models. The businesses are often more sustainable because they prioritize long-term relationships and holistic care over short-term transactions-based profits. And lastly is the strategic network and collaboration. So here in the Philippines and globally, success often depends on who you know as much as what you know. Interdisciplinary bridge building is basically adapted at communicating with doctors, lawyers, inventors, and community leaders, translating complex clinical jargon into business language. Okay, now let's talk about the traits versus of a nurse entrepreneur versus clinical nursing. In terms of quality, clinical focus, and nurse entrepreneur focus. Okay. Under decision making, under clinical nurse focus, we follow established protocols. But under nursing entrepreneur, our focus is creating new protocols and solutions. On risk, clinical nurse focus on minimizing at all cost. While for nurse entrepreneurship, the focus is to manage and leverage for growth. In terms of finances, clinical nurses focus on hourly wage and salary, while for entrepreneurs, focus on return of investment and understanding effective cash flow. For vision, clinical nurse focus is on short-term, shift to shift, while entrepreneurs focus on long-term or scale and impact. Okay, moving forward to learning outcomes, our objective category under legal and ethical, we should ensure the business operates within the legal scope of nursing practice. Okay, under strategic, transforming a clinical idea into a scalable, sustainable business model. For financial, managing a budget to ensure the venture can support itself and the owner. And most especially leadership, managing a multidisciplinary team in a non-hospital environment. So these are the reference that I have used in the discussion or the topics that I have chosen for this lecture. Again, thank you all very much for listening.